heating pack. Good morning, good morning. I should make this somewhat private. Let's see if I can get anybody in here. Good morning, good morning. Let's see if Bobby's awake. Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's like 5 o'clock in the morning here. It's 4:59. I got up at 4 because I can't take the pain in my arm. It's crazy. It's worse when I lay down sometimes. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. What time is it for you guys that are coming in? Hello, hello. And how was last night? Wednesday. What time is it for you guys that are coming in? Hello, hello. And how was last night? What? Let's see if I can get a hold of somebody. Good morning. Why are you all awake? I know we all live in different parts of the country, but good morning. I am truly debating on whether to work today because my arm is killing me. I'm going to have enough to do pack-wise, but you know how it is. I got to work. I cannot. Just got to suck it up, Buttercup. Good morning, good morning. Oh my God, I must have gotten up in the middle of the night and ate cheese sticks. It's fantastic. At least it wasn't cookies this time. If you know, you know. I think the steroids kicked in. Abby, I'm glad to see you this morning. Did you get some sleep? I don't know what time it is there for you. I crashed right after the Florida man fail. The first time he was online. Did he go back online? Do you know, Abby? Well, and Abby, I have a question for you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, good. I'm sorry I couldn't come back to your live last night. I went into another live thinking that somebody needed help and that they weren't even there. That didn't last long. Yeah. 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 And then they ended up their alive didn't last too long. Don't you do it. My arm is worse this morning. Abby, did you see that I must have gotten up in the middle of the night? I think my steroids have kicked in officially. And they're not helping at all. Maybe they'll help today. I don't know. No, don't you go back to bed. Just kidding. What are you doing awake if it's early? Is it in the middle of the night for you or in the morning? Early morning. It's like 5 here. We'll go back to bed. Yes, ma'am. I have to find a job. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. And you will find one. You could do whatever you want. Like I said, please reach out to me. I'll help you with that unemployment filing. I can't believe I'm online with my hair looking like Medusa. Good night. Behave, girl. Oh, yeah, I will. I got to get ready for work in the next hour. So tired of not sleeping. I got to find my heating pad. I'm supposed to put heat on it this morning. Don't know how that's going to work. God damn it, I don't know where I put it. Good night. I will. Good Good morning. Just seeing if anything interesting happened over the evening while I was asleep.
Will I work? This past
I'm almost afraid to ask. Because yesterday was on fire. So, all the things to diagnosis. Hi. Did FM go back live again after the first time that I saw him? Because I gave up and went to bed. Anything fun happened last night while I was asleep? Sorry. Yesterday was so wild. Hey, Liberty Jess, how are you? Ooh. You don't know? Okay. Was it a quiet evening? Because yesterday was on fire. Hey, Shannon, how are you? Did FM go live again after I went to sleep? How was your evening? Why are you up? It's 5 a.m. You've been busy? Hold on. I see ya. Hold on. I do have my glasses on. This coffee's not strong enough.
Girl,
What you been busy doing? Do tell. Please get my mind off this damn shoulder and neck that's killing me. Go ahead.
no, I just got done putting a dresser together.
Oh, shit. You stayed up and did the dresser? Does it look good?
No, it does. I spent about 3 hours, but I got it done. But here's the thing, Woody. Is so I got the base that I was on the second level, and I looked at the bottom and I said, there's just something that seems off. Like it just doesn't seem quite square. Come to find out, I put the damn thing backwards and the bars backwards, and so then I had to.
I've done that with that particular dresser.
Yeah, so I had to unscrew everything and restart, and then yeah, so I started about midnight, and yeah, I just got done like an hour ago. So
Crazy girl. Why are you staying up? Can you not sleep or you just...
no, I'm off tomorrow, but
You mean
I
today?
for today. Yeah, but I get really when I get fixated on something and like I want to finish something, I
Can't go to sleep.
I have no, I can't go to sleep.
Oh,
So
dang you. So do you know if FM went live again after the first time? Oh, God.
oh, he was live.
Yes. Yes. And the only reason I started a live and what do you call it when you stream them was because I thought for sure you and I were his next targets, or me, after Megan and I yesterday, because they're
Yeah.
friends. And that's not what he was talking about when I first streamed him. It was wild. He was streaming, trying to be a professor and schooling all of us about parasocial relationships and how TikTok and social media works and the complexities of it. Except he didn't actually use complexity. You look like, so I don't know about you, but I've read a lot and some, journals or just books and a couple things about parasocial and social media in general years ago, and I swear to he was reading directly out of some of those books and writings because it was really rough to listen to.
Girl, I was busy. I was on a video call with somebody and they were helping me put it together, and I was just chilling, and I finally and I can't I have such bad OCD that
Yeah.
I have to have everything back in order, so I had to throw all the trash out and do all that, and I'm finally just like relaxing, and I was just sitting here, and I was like I was gonna scroll back onto my TikTok, and I saw you live, and I was like, oh shit, what's he
No,
doing up?
my shoulder is it feels worse this morning than it's felt in quite a while. And not in my neck. It's directly in my shoulder. So if this isn't in my neck, which it is because it's all bulging discs, well, I herniated one, bulged another. There's something else that they're not telling me. I have to wait till the report is completed. Like, how long does that take? Plus, they gave me the first dose of steroid yesterday. It's not doing a
Right.
thing.
Well,
I,
are you taking anything for pain? Are you taking ibuprofen or
Advil,
Tylenol or
I'm living on it. Ibuprofen or Advil. That's the only way I'm happy is to take that. Now she does want me to think about taking something like Celebrex,
Mhm.
just because I have a bleeding ulcer, so it's great taking all this ibuprofen. Um, so I need to get off of it. She said
Yeah.
Celebrex. She said Naproxen. Naproxen makes me tired. I don't know what it is. I'm very sensitive and I'm very allergic to a lot of medications. Like when I say allergic, like I could die on a couple of them because can have seizures and stuff. Um, they just don't. I don't have great filtering kidneys, so things like to build up. Um, so I'm gonna think about that. And I did put the Voltaren gel on this morning. I found my old tanning mitt, like the
Mhm.
thing that you go like this and you put it on. One up, one down. And so I put that on this morning. I'm waiting for that to kick in. I don't know what else to do. Like, this is miserable. It feels like my shoulder's going to implode. And I don't know if it's because I was laying down, so that's why I just finally got up and see if that helps again. Because sometimes when I
Is
get
it,
moving, I'm a little bit better.
do you have like, is it like a burning sensation?
No, so now, no, it's pins and needles. No, but I was itching for the past 2 days. I'm starting to itch, like on my arm and my elbow and on the shoulder blade down low. So she keeps thinking, I said, at first I thought maybe I had shingles, but I don't have shingles. There's no rash. So it's just the
Right.
inflammation why I'm itchy. But I can feel like my whole skin and everything, like it's all inflamed.
Right.
It's no fun. I know, girl, it is no fun. And I've got so much to do over the next 3 days. I'm almost tempted not to do my cleaning because her best suggestion was get off of it. And she wanted to sling it. And then she's like, but I think it's in your neck. Well, it was, but it's got to be in my shoulder too. I don't know what I've done, girl. I don't know.
Well,
I'm over it.
you've been moving, you've been working, you probably just it's probably aggravated.
Hmm.
You've been, with, moving your body and just, you know, maybe you need to take it easy a little bit.
Yeah, this morning, this hand's now like cold. The two fingers where it's being obviously I've got a pinched nerve somewhere. So
Right.
and the only way to get over that is one, do the bout of steroids. And maybe today I'll feel better with that. But they're only giving me 5 days worth. Get the injection. So I did set up an appointment to see the orthopedic surgeon. She's non-surgical, actually. She does more of their injections. And I've had my lower back bad before years ago. And I did do, a round of steroid injections. So if I have to do it, I'm going to do it because this is miserable, Shannon. It's the lack of sleep that's driving me nuts.
Oh, I bet.
It's like I wake up in the middle of dead sleep thinking somebody's stabbing me. It's just my arm
Yeah.
throbbing.
Well,
And I do get
hopefully,
relief if I put my hand up. So we know it's nerves. So stupid.
right.
So stupid. Anyways, I'm complaining again. I gotta let it go. Otherwise it's gonna psych me out.
Well, I mean, when you're in that much pain, I mean, I feel you, girl. I feel you.
So I have not done heat. I'm gonna answer that question real quick. I've not done heat until yesterday because she said she wanted heat and ice, heat and ice. So yeah, I just started the heat yesterday. And that did feel better, ironically. I thought it was gonna make it worse, but it didn't. Go figure. Who knows? I'm stubborn. Being a retired massage therapist, I still can't figure out what's wrong. And shoulders were I worked more on impinged shoulders and scapulas. So, which she won't, she's like, don't get a massage. Do not get a massage. Don't get an adjustment. I was like, great. But I put that dresser together backwards too when I first did it.
Oh
Something
my
about those
God, girl.
instructions. Huh?
I was frustrated because I had to literally undo every bolt, and then I got the second one done, and then I got all the way to the top. Well, I thought I was supposed to screw the bolts in on the top. Well, I when I went to go put the top on, it wasn't flush,
Right.
and then I realized that I was supposed to put the bolts in on the through the bottom.
Correct.
So then I had to undo those and redo it. But
And it's
I
one
got
of
it
those
together.
Allen wrenches, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have a power drill, so Um,
You
you know,
used.
that was kind of a saving grace. But like I said, I don't want to see an Allen wrench because I've literally put two dressers, my TV stand, my bed, my nightstand. I put an ottoman together. I don't want to see an Allen wrench for a hot minute.
Yeah, I have a feeling my rotator cuff's involved too. Liberty Jess. I just do. Who knows? I'm not diagnosing myself anymore because it's just not helping me. But my shoulders get my arm, my hand. Um, yeah. For when I first got divorced many years ago, it'll be 11. they I bought. I live near an IKEA, so I went in one day and they had all these pieces of furniture, and I had just started my house cleaning, like hard and heavy. Um, they had all these pieces of furniture on sale, so I bought them out. I spent like $500, and they were $10 items, so it would have been close to 5 grand if I would have bought them at full price. And I used those pieces, rented those pieces of furniture out to my realtors I was cleaning for before I established my monthly, biweekly, whatever. And I put
Mhm.
all of those pieces of furniture together in a warehouse until I figured out just use the damn drill. But I can get a piece of IKEA furniture put together in less than 30 minutes.
Well, I will tell you that king size bed that I put together. I literally had it all together, and then I realized the bottom part I had upside down, and I had to literally undo everything. It, it took me 5 hours.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. That's not good.
And it's
I
just
would have
like
cried.
there were times I had to get up and I had to walk away because I'm like, you know what? I just need to give myself like 5 minutes and let's just go back at it.
Sorry. I don't know why I'm making that stupid noise. I can't cough yet still. That's funny. I gotta walk away before I kill it. I'm going to stomp on it. There was one piece of IKEA furniture that I did. Ultimately, I bought like 4 or 5 pieces of it, and I ultimately just threw the rest of them away because I was like, I'm never doing that again. It was way too hard. It was a poor design, and now I know that why that one was $10. There's stools, their bar stools were the worst because it's tiny spaces.
Right.
Mm-mm. I never put a stool together properly. In fact, I just threw the last one of them away.
Oh, I'm telling you, I was like, you know what? After this, I ain't got to put shit together. I mean, I am gonna get a wall unit
Yeah,
that you can put your knickknacks and stuff on,
yeah,
but that should be pretty simple because they're bigger pieces.
right.
It's just when you get all the bolts and the nuts you know, and then you got to hold one side up to screw in the other side. It's a bitch.
Yeah. No, thank you. So yeah, I ultimately ended up selling all that furniture to a couple realtors at Staged Homes, and I think they still. I have one piece of my IKEA furniture left, and I think that's going in this move. It's a shoe rack. It's really nice. It's like a dresser, has a top drawer,
Yeah.
but I don't have a
Uh,
spot for it. I'm like trying to convince my. I think I have somebody to take it. I got a lamp too. I got to get rid of today. It's a really nice Pottery Barn lamp, but don't need it,
Barn.
huh?
I love Pottery Barn.
Oh, I do too. I like I can't
Remember
think of it.
Pier 1?
I I love Pier One. We don't have one right now.
I know.
It was my
I did
jam.
yeah, a lot of the Pier 1s, where I was at, had closed down,
Same.
and I miss Bed Bath and Beyond.
I do too. But
God,
we
I
have
love
Home
Bed
Goods
Bath.
now, so that's pretty good. Bed Bath and Beyond had great bedding. Home Goods does not. It's cheap.
Well, I liked Bed Bath and Beyond because they had a lot of good like cookware, dishes and stuff.
Yeah. I'm I have a very expensive taste. No budget for it, but Crate and Barrel, that's my jam. Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel were my big jams. Back in the day
Yeah,
when I had
I'm
money.
uh,
Because I don't have it now.
right. I'm actually on a hunt for a cutting block, like a butcher block, but I want like a big large piece.
Home Goods.
Yeah,
Best
I need
place.
to. Yeah, I need to get one of those.
Best place to get one, Home Goods. And I would look on Amazon. I got a couple butcher blocks there. And TJ Maxx. Believe it or not. TJ Maxx has some decent cutting boards.
Well, thankfully,
Or butcher
Home
block.
Goods. Yeah, thankfully, Home Goods and TJ Maxx is about 12 miles from me. So,
Nice. I just researched where my nearest grocery store is going to be. My Aldi. It's 22 minutes away from me. Just kidding. I'm not complaining, but that's with no traffic. Let's just say that. Where I'm moving will be, there's a lot of heavy traffic during the holidays. And like I said, I'm moving close to a very expensive mall. It's going to be dangerous. I'm going to have to put the brakes on. Apply the brakes now. Don't turn in. But it's beautiful during the during the Christmas season. It's the high end stores like Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn. I think it's the only Gap around. Which I haven't worn Gap clothes in a long time, but they have a hot pink sweatshirt out this season that I desperately want.
oh, very nice.
It's very like kind of that bright purpley pink, hot pink,
Yeah.
you know. That would be my jam. But like I need another sweatshirt. I'm looking
Girl,
at the
I
top
got
shelf in my closet. I haven't finished packing that
to.
because I can't reach it. So, but I don't need them right away. So I'll probably grab that stuff after the large stuff is moved because I packed some of them. But I have probably 50 different sweatshirts. What do I need that for?
So when do you have to be out for good? Like,
The end of the month.
okay.
But the last 2 weeks of September, I have some like heavy workload. So it's going to be a pain getting back here to, clean.
Right.
I'm sorry.
That's it, right. Well, just take your time, do what you can. You
Yeah, but
know,
I'll get it done. Yeah, I'll definitely get it done. But I haven't gotten everything out of my shower and bathroom and stuff, everything ready to take to the new place because I'm like, I'm gonna miss my big shower. Ooh, I need to get my bidet off and my shower head off of here. I bought a new bidet. I bought a bidet with a handle this time
oh, nice.
because you can shoot it across to the shower if I don't end up getting my shower head on. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't don't ask. I put them on for all my clients as well. They're super easy to use and super easy to install. But I highly recommend them. If you don't have one, you are missing out. Have you ever used one, Shannon?
I I honestly I haven't. I haven't.
It's a game changer. It's a game changer. TMI, TMI. Well, you missed it then last night because Florida Man's weird. That was the weirdest live I've listened to from him. It was awkward. I was embarrassed for him. He couldn't, and everybody was like warning me, like, don't mention his name. You're gonna be in trouble. He's gonna come after you. You're asking for it. And I'm like, what is he gonna do to me? I don't understand. It's not gonna do anything. What's he gonna tell where I live? Because everybody knows where I live, and I'm moving.
Girl.
I know. I found it's just
Oh,
an odd live. It was so weird. Did anybody else catch it? There's so many
I
people
know
in
I
here.
didn't.
You're glad you didn't?
No, I said I know I didn't.
You
Shit.
didn't. Well, he didn't announce it until later on in the evening. So, but it was wild. You know who was in there?
Oh.
Ridiculous. Oh, but he was tying it out. He kind of had a. Wait, I think it was about Steph sending out protection orders. You do? Because he had a real hard on for Ms. Sunshine. He talked a lot about her, the parts that I could hear. So the live was as per usual. There was lots of airtime that you couldn't hear anything because his Wi-Fi was so weak. And I have a very hard time hearing him in general. But So Miss Sunshine was in there, and so was Snark. I think the two of them were sort of going at it with each other. I couldn't tell because again, his tactics are very clear of what he's doing. Look over here while I do this. You know what I mean? So he
Right.
had print all down. He had typed out stuff that his bullet points, which weren't really bullet points, of his topics of conversation, and you couldn't read the comments very well. And I think that's done on purpose. And I think he mumbles and speaks fast and not clear and has background noise because then he's not really responsible for the things that he says. That's just my opinion. In my opinion only. So it's so frustrating though. You're like, what? What's he saying?
I just I've got him blocked, so I don't watch him.
Yeah. I don't have that big of a history with him, so I don't have him. I'm not following. I don't think I'm following him anywhere. Um, and normally I don't listen to his lives because it's all weird, and that was really weird. So lesson learned. But I was curious to
Right.
see if I was like one of the targets.
No, well, it's the same song and dance, so that's with a lot of people on here.
It's weird. Same song and dance. Yeah, yeah. Which you talked about a little bit. We both talked about, and we keep
Yep.
talking about. It all gets boring. Um,
Yes.
what? So you're off today?
Yeah.
Well, just gonna sleep, or are you gonna do anything fun?
Um, I I do need to take a couple of things to the dump,
To the dump.
like the yeah, and because I've got pretty much everything set up here in my apartment, so I got a couple of things I just need to get rid of. So I mean, I got pretty much everything all organized and everything like I want to. So I don't know. I might just chill and might go buy a few groceries tomorrow and hang out, watch a movie or something.
Yeah, I started. What was that series that I looked up? What's the name of it? It's on Hulu.
This week has been
Let me find it. Yeah, Better Things. So
Okay.
I listened to that last night when I fell asleep. It's a cute little show. Have you seen it?
I've heard it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. You'd probably like it. I like her. I like her relationship with her daughters. They're very quirky, very quirky, like me. I'm gonna call
I
myself
need to I need
quirky,
to get
huh?
I need to get back to watching my crime shows.
So I do listen to like some of those podcasts. Um, yeah. Sometimes it takes a toll on me after a while, though. I'm
I like
freaked
to
out.
watch I like to watch Dateline. Love Dateline. Yeah, it's sometimes I like to watch the prison shows.
Oh, women behind bars.
Yeah, it's like
It's scary, though. It is scary.
well, I used to work in corrections, so sometimes it's kind of neat to see how other like prisons work and run and stuff.
Why is it? Oh my God! Hi. What? Yeah. I can't believe you worked in corrections. Would you go
Yes,
back to
ma'am.
it?
You know, I thought about it, but I it's so it I've worked in men's prisons, right?
Oh man. Mm.
So, I've worked in minimum and maximum security prisons, so I've been around it. It's just it's very mentally draining
Right.
because it's just you've got to learn how to shut it. Like my personality, I'm normally like bubbly, outgoing, whatever, and it's like when you work in corrections, you just kind of have to shift gears a little
Hmm.
bit.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean like becoming an asshole or anything like that. It's just you got to be more, kind of stern and assertive, and you know, it just kind of gets, it can get taxing at times. But
Right.
I think I've kind of closed the chapter on that. So, but I mean, I enjoyed it when I did it. So,
Ooh. I don't think I could do it. I feel sorry for everybody. Certain ones,
um,
not everybody.
I my mindset working at the prison is just staying firm, fair, and consistent with the inmates all around. You know, I never, I know that they're all in there for different crimes and stuff, but to me, it's just, I treated them all fairly. I know some people didn't, but I didn't really. My mindset is being a correctional officer. I didn't go to work to punish them. Them already being in prison is their punishment.
Right.
You know, it's just more of a. It can be a lot. It can be loud. It can be noisy.
Oh,
You kind of
really?
have days to chill, and then days where, you may have to deal with an asshole or two.
Right. Right. I get it. So the show must be interesting to watch. Do you think things have changed? How long ago was it that you worked in a jail?
Well, I've worked, on and off, from 2000 and uh, from 2003 until upwards to 2020, on and off.
Here's a question for you. Were you ever scared?
When I first started, um, I was younger, so but thankfully I had a female sergeant that kind of took me under her wing, and it just, it you kind of get to learn the inmates, you kind of get to know their routine, they get to know yours, you
Right.
know. I just did my job and went home. I wasn't, sometimes which really crazy to think. Sometimes you had more problems with your coworkers than you did than you did the inmates, and
Right.
that's the God's.
Do you remember that story? Was it last year about that Kentucky? Was it in Kentucky or Tennessee? Sergeant who ran away with the prisoner, escaped with him, and
Yeah,
they chased him down, and
yeah,
she ultimately died. I mean,
yes,
unalived.
yeah.
Crazy. She gave up everything for this man.
But but I can't tell you how many times working at the prisons, how many times women have lost their jobs because they've gotten in relationships. Um, it's it happens a lot, and
Crazy.
you would be very surprised how many married women, because there was a married woman at the prison that I worked with in Texas. Her husband was a lieutenant at that prison, and she worked in the front at the security gate, and she was actually having an affair with the barber up front, who was an inmate.
What?
And she ultimately got caught and got fired, and he got transferred.
How do they usually get caught? Communicating or
Um,
communicating?
a lot of the times the women that end up doing it, like, when I worked in corrections, I didn't really do my makeup. I didn't, you know, I, you know, I would look presentable, but I wouldn't like go and looking all dolled up. But you could tell, because after a while they can't hide it. They try to hide it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it starts to show. Their flirtatious matter. Then they'll start coming to work wearing makeup, with their hair done, wearing perfume. You know,
Right.
you can pick up on it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I would probably say my first year that I worked as a correctional officer, I would probably say there was about 8 women that lost their jobs because of getting in relationships.
Right. Crazy. Why is my? Thank you, Liberty Jess. Yeah, I could see it happening. Well, they're being manipulated by some pretty manipulative people.
But
So,
I will say there were a lot of inmates that, I respected them, they respected me, and there were times where I might have one or two that would give me problems, and honestly, the inmates would take care of it.
Nice.
They would handle business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they house themselves. Well, they not house, but yeah, they take care of their houses. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, because they live there. I got to go home every day, but that's where they're stuck for however long. But a lot of the times, they would see someone give me a hard time, and they would take care of it.
Lease themselves.
They
Thank you.
yeah they do they police themselves.
Thank
So
you for the
sometimes I would just, or sometimes I would just be like, hey, y'all better go have a talk with him because it's not going to end up good for him. So they'd have a little talk with him and put him in check.
Yep.
But I never, in the time that I worked corrections, I never had, you know, I was never threatened or never put in a situation where I could have been harmed. And I will tell you that if there was ever a time that another inmate would have tried to hurt me,
Hmm.
other inmates would have taken care of it. You know what I mean? They would have stepped in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They would have been there quicker than my fellow officers. True story.
Probably.
You know. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you always got to be on guard, though. Working at the prison, you can't get complacent. You can't ever have that mindset of nothing's going to happen because things do happen.
Did you ever have a fellow employee that ever got in trouble and ended up being a prisoner or yeah
Well, a
themselves?
funny story. Funny story. The last prison that I worked at, one of the female officers was actually not only sleeping with one of them, but she was actually bringing in contraband like cell phones, cigarettes, weed, and stuff like that. And she was doing that for about 18 months. Well, ultimately, she got caught and she got prosecuted, and she ended up getting sentenced. Well, they gave her an 18-month sentence, and they suspended most of it, and she ended up only having to do 90 days, and the rest of the time got suspended.
Crazy. Gave up everything for that.
Well, and she can never work another government job. She can't ever work for postal service. She can't work. She can't. She's now limited. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
and she
she's like,
loses all that pension and everything.
you
Do you get a pension from that when you finally retire?
It depends on what state. Some states do pensions. Some states, they have different retirement plans.
Right.
But I will say, the one that I worked at in Texas, they had it's kind of like um, you put so much in, they match it.
Right.
Um, one that I worked at with their pension plan, they would match it. So if you vested in upwards to 5 years, you would be vested in with your pension.
Right. Interesting.
So
I,
no, it's one of those things that when I got into it, I lived in a small town, not very many job opportunities. So, I had applied, I had to go to a 6-week academy,
hmm
you know. Girl, they had to spray me with mace
Ew.
because I had to experience it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you don't want
it's
to
not.
have it happen while you're working and it be your first time and then not know what to do.
Oh, girl, listen, it wouldn't matter if it happened 10 times. I would never get used to that shit.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah. My yeah. I've actually been around when somebody's released one. It was awful.
But I will say that, and I know this is hard to believe, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of bad people that have done some horrific things. And that's to me prison,
Right.
they deserve to be in prison, for a very, very long time. But there are people that do go to prison that do make mistakes. Um, sometimes people are in there for maybe multiple DUIs, or maybe because um, we had one that was in there for writing hot checks, and I think it was upwards to like 10,000, and they got sentenced to like 6 years.
Good
You
Lord.
know,
A little harsh.
to there's a lot of people that, there's a lot of, terrible bad people in prison, and that's why they have, maximum security prison, stuff like that. But,
Right.
sometimes there are some people in there that are very well educated and very, very smart, very talented. Um, they just happen to make some, bad decisions in their life. Um, and what's even more crazy is I was at a mall, uh, one time, and I remember I heard this voice that said, "Hey, boss lady."
Uh,
And I turned around, and it was an inmate that I, used to have to, work with, and or work around or whatever. And he got married, and had a kid, and you
aw.
know so I mean, people, you know there are people that get out of prison and turn their lives around, and do good, and you know and that's good to see too.
Who was your most famous prisoner that you ever knew about that was in a prison where you worked?
Well, the one in Deer Lodge, Montana. um there was one, he was actually on death row. I think he still might be. I know that he was fighting it.
Mm.
But he actually, you know, murdered two people near the Canadian border, um, and pretty brutally. Um, so dealt with that. There was also he was a high profile inmate. They actually had to transfer him out of state because he had actually taken out a high profile gang leader. So they didn't want to keep him in the same state, so they had to transfer him. Um, and if you saw him, you would have never thought he could have done what he did. But yeah, he did a pretty horrific crime. He was pretty much doing life, but he was a pretty big profile, high profile case. But a lot of the bigger crimes, like the what is it, the Boston bomber, and stuff like that. They're at that Colorado prison. It's the
Yeah.
Supermax.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
um, I know that Chris Watts. Chris Watts is actually about an hour away. He's the one that unalived Shanann and his two daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Do
at
you think
the.
that girlfriend had anything to do with it?
I do.
I do too. I do too. I think she was there.
So I think her daddy got her out of trouble.
Yeah, because he's speaking out now against her.
So I think she played a bigger part than I think initially he wanted to just take the blame, you know,
Because
and
he's so in
just
love.
yeah. But I do think she played a part, whether she did it physically, but I do think she, put it in his head. She knew that he was married. She
Hmm.
had been in his home. Um, she tried to play like she didn't know, but she worked with him. She was actually stalking Shanann's, social media pages.
Yeah, because Shanann was selling all that like health stuff, wasn't she?
Hmm.
Thanks, Liberty.
Yeah, I think it was that patch. I can't remember what the name it was, but you like put it on your arm
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Thrive, wouldn't it Thrive?
I can't remember. But yeah, something
I
like that.
think
Where they had like the powdered drinks and everything.
right. But when I first watched, when it was Thrive, Liberty. Um when Chris Watts was, you know, when they were interviewing him, and he was like, when he was talking about his wife, like and his kids in, past tense. And it was almost a dead giveaway. And the fact that he was like smiling and grinning, most people, um, if your loved one, if you go home and they're missing, like you're distraught. Your kids are missing. Your pregnant wife is missing, but he almost
Hawkins.
seemed gleeful. You know, you're distraught. Your kid is missing, but he almost
Hawkins.
seemed. But I will say that his neighbor came in clutch with the video footage, and then, of course, Shanann's best friend in clutch with the video footage, and then. Oh, you said from wasn't it Fayetteville, North Carolina? You know, she from wasn't it? Yeah, because I think she was. Didn't she go stay with her parents for like 6 weeks
Yes,
in North Carolina or something like that? Yeah.
something like that.
Well, yeah,
Today's
but
gonna be
I
fun.
do. I think yeah, I think I do think that she played. She was there or she helped plot. There was something. There's something that's off. But she was found, right? Because
Mm.
she was in protection and she was at a church service.
What?
Yes, and somebody recognized her and it was on TikTok.
N- Nuh-uh.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, where the?
Does anybody else remember that when they came out and they played the footage of her being in a church? She was like walking down the aisle and she's gained a little bit more weight, but yeah, it's on TikTok.
I gotta go look now. What's the what like what would I search?
What was her name? Nicole. Um. Oh, does anybody know her last name?
Lynn Pierce. Oh.
I know that it was Nicole something, but you should look up Chris Watts' mistress on TikTok
Oh
and
yeah,
see
yeah,
if it
yeah.
comes.
Oh, I see her now. Yeah, she does look a little different.
Yeah.
The plane.
Yeah, well, not only that, but she's put on a little bit of weight, but um yeah, her dad was part of the task force or whatever. I think he had something to do with getting her out of trouble, so she knew a lot more than what she put on. And I think Chris Watts was so in love with her at the time, I think he just took it all.
She was part of the GVC.
Well,
Yeah, it's wild out
but
there.
yeah, he's about an hour. Uh, he's about an hour and 10ish minutes at the max prison.
We have a prison here close to where I live right now. I don't know if we have any high end people here. Let's see if we got anybody high end. Or what would you call it? Famous?
Well, I have a high school classmate of mine that was sentenced to 40 years. He's still in prison now, but for attempted murder on a police officer.
Good lord.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, we have a predator, TJ Lane, but that's about it.
Oh, there
Oh, we
is
do
a
have somebody that did something horrible, but I think he's trying to get out of his charges. Huh?
well, there is a female prison, probably about 30 miles from where I live, and she's known for so she uh decapitated her boyfriend's head and put it in a bucket.
Lovely.
Hmm.
Lovely. People have
Yeah,
lost their
she's like
minds
a
lately.
listen, I
You think I'm crazy? That's why I
but I
laughed.
would
We were like, when I was called crazy yesterday, someone was like, "Did you murder somebody? Did you like no?"
and I will say though, working at a women's prison, in my opinion, because I had to help out at one for about 3 weeks because they were short staffed. I will say working at a women's prison is way worse than working at a men's prison
Yeah,
because we are emotional creatures. Men's prison is way
yeah,
because we are emotional and you can just imagine having 300-400 female inmates all together. uh, a different variety of them. And honestly, it's you may think as a women's prison that they're a lot cleaner. It's absolutely disgusting. What how they some of them, not all, but some are just not. They do not take care of themselves, and
That'd
they
be
like to
tough.
do right.
How do they get their hair cut and stuff when they're in prison?
Well, they have. Well, at a prison they have what they call like sometimes depending on if they have a pod, they may have a barber that works in each pod. So, you may have where I worked, we had like a J pod. So we would have a barber that would come in every day and people would sign up for haircuts.
But how do they
And
afford
then,
it?
well, now when you have like commissary, they have, they can spend so much a week on commissary. So, like the prison that I was at, they could spend $75 every 2 weeks. So they can buy like their soups, their sauces, whatever they want to make, like their snacks with. Or they can buy shampoo, razors, stuff like that. But like at female prisons, sometimes they have beauty shops, um, and they'll teach the women how to cut hair, and then they'll do hair. Um, some prisons you have to pay a service fee, some you don't. I
Gotcha.
mean, because you have to, and I know at the Texas prison you couldn't have goatees, you couldn't have beards, you could have a mustache, and then the hair at the prison that I worked at could not be below the earlobe.
Good Lord. For lice and all that?
Well, and like I said, every state and every prison is different, but the one that I worked at, they had to have their hair groomed a certain way. They weren't allowed to have bushy beards. They had to, keep themselves groomed or whatever.
Right. Has that prison in Florida, I wonder if that's opened up yet? The new one with the
Well,
boat?
well,
Huh?
I thought that was the one that flooded.
Did it flood?
Yes, I thought they were going to get rid of it
The
because of the
brand new
flooding.
one?
Yes, ma'am. They spent millions, if not up to billions,
I
on that
mean,
bitch.
did they not think that would happen with a moat around it?
I don't.
Flooded.
And then I will say at a female prison, they do give out razors. So sometimes, depending on when your shower day is, you have to sign out a razor.
Good Lord. Yeah, you're right. The alligator Alcatraz flooded.
Yeah.
What a
And
waste of
then
funds.
and then at the prison, you got one roll of toilet paper a week. So we used to hand out toilet paper on Sundays. So one roll of toilet paper would
For a
last you a
woman?
week.
For ew. No
Now
way.
this was at a men's prison. So at the men, we would issue out new toothbrushes, toothpaste, toilet paper, hygiene products on Sundays.
So you had to make one roll of toilet paper last you?
At the men's prison I worked at, yes.
Oh, I'd be out. Peace out. No way.
And like women, now I know sometimes they keep, depending on the prison, they some inmates have them in their cells. They have the toilets in their cells, and then sometimes if you're in an open area where they have the bunk beds or whatever, they have what they call the open toilet area, where it's kind of like toilets lined up side by side.
I would never make it. It's my biggest fear.
Like honestly, I can't tell you how many, but they come up with some cool contraptions. I mean, honestly, sometimes they'll make a curtain around the toilet where you can't see, and I'm like, there's absolutely no way I could take a shit around someone with my cellie.
No.
Like, we would have to have a rule, like, dude, you're gonna have to go out.
Get out of here.
And then sometimes in showers, they have, depending on how their shower area was, they had an enclosed shower or they had an open shower.
What?
Okay.
Again, how do you wash your bits in front of other people like that? No. Could you shower every day?
Oh yeah, I mean, so like if there was a lockdown, so like at the prison where they had individual cells. So then they would get to shower at least twice a week. So they would have, be escorted. But sometimes if we had a major lockdown and they weren't able to shower, they give themselves what they call bird bath showers, where they basically fill their sink and they wash themselves with like soap, water and stuff like that.
Yeah. Jail. And prisons are
But
specific.
I guess when you're in prison, it's just it's become such a routine. I mean, you just, and even in working at a men's prison, I mean, I've had to see every bit of part of a man. You know what I mean?
Right?
You know,
I don't
most of
think I
them
could
would
make
be,
it.
yeah, most of them would be respectful if they knew a female officer was walking around or had to do checks. They would say, boss lady in the building, or they would, cover themselves. Most of them would. Now, some of them would be, ridiculous, but
They got off on showing their bits.
oh, you would be amazed at some of the things that they do.
Really? Ooh.
I'm
That
like,
one too. I don't
listen,
think I could work in prison.
I'd always tell them, you've seen one, seen them all. Some are big and some are small. Like, I really don't
Some are
care.
showers, some are growers.
Honestly, Liberty, no, I never was. Now, did they do inappropriate things to themselves towards me when they thought no one was looking? Yes. But was I ever sprayed or had anything thrown on me? No. Now, were there other officers who were absolute jackwagons and they had that happen to? They call it gassed, and that's basically where they put urine and feces in a cup and throw it on you. They call it gassing. I never had that happen, but I also wasn't an asshole either. So,
Right. Right.
not saying that sometimes officers didn't get attacked just to get attacked, but a lot of the times, anytime an officer had that happen to them, it's because they're assholes and they taunt the other inmates, so they do that type of shit to them.
Right. I don't want to go to work now. Gotta do it.
But I will say,
No.
probably you got to work in the morning or this morning.
I do work this morning. I don't have to be there till 8:30, but I get up when
Yeah.
I'm normally getting normal, amounts of sleep. I get up at 4:20, 4:30 every day. It's great. There's a shoulder thing in there. Okay, I'll look at it. Thank you, Liberty.
Look at my showcase. There's a shoulder. Oh, definitely.
Although I'm afraid that if I keep it locked in, it'll get frozen because I've had frozen shoulder before. This is the arm that has the metal and everything in it. And when I injured it, it popped the shoulder out. And years ago, many, many, many years ago, um, I tore the labrum in it. And I
Oh,
got rid of
wow.
that shoulder injury while I was in massage school in like 2004. I had it worked on pretty hard.
Right.
It helps.
Well, girl, we're just gonna have to wrap you in bubble wrap.
Girl, I feel like it with this damn arm. I feel like it. It's just stupid. And so, yeah, that's my only fear is keeping it still. I mean, it's feeling better now that I'm sitting up, believe it or not.
Hmm.
And I did put that Voltaren gel on it, so
That's
I think
good.
that's helping. So, and I haven't taken my. No, I did take my ibuprofen. That's a lie because I made a cup of coffee. The only thing I kept out is this big soup cup, so my coffee's made in this.
Well, can I ask you, do you ever wear pain patches on your shoulder or your arm?
I've never. Yeah, I've got. Hold on, I'll show you what I have right now. The problem is. Oh, sorry. I've got them big and small.
Okay.
Problem is that I sweat when I work and I touch my neck and shoulder not knowing, and I got it in my eyes, and that was not fun.
Oh, wow.
But there's lidocaine. So I believe it or not, I actually cleaned for a neuro orthopedic surgeon, and he had a patch. I saw a patch on his counter. There's ones that aren't mentholated or whatever. So I need to go look for that. This thing's making me do the puzzle.
Oh, I hate when it makes me do that.
Did it on the first try. Don't ask. The damn. So I'm gonna go. You can order them probably off of Amazon. So I might order those this morning and see if I can get them delivered to where I'm working.
Right.
because yeah, but the Voltaren gel is supposed to do the same thing, work as an anti-inflammatory. But yeah, I'm really wishing they would give that report out so when I do see this orthopedic person for my neck, which I got in for next week, that's the fastest you can get in. I mean, it's midweek now already. What are you gonna do? And I gotta find the funds because I pay out of pocket for everything. So right in the middle of a move, like really. I feel like the Voltaren's kicked in, and again they gave me a steroid yesterday, and I felt like late in the day, and maybe that's what's kicked in. I don't know. Laying down is the worst, which is what people say when they have neck and shoulder injuries. It works well for me, yeah. Hey, if that's what I have to do to make it not hurt, I will slather the whole thing every day.
Well, I will tell you, Woody, that this new mattress that I bought,
Yeah.
um, I was reading reviews on it, and it's got copper coils in it, but it's a memory foam cooling mattress.
Ooh,
Um, and I'm a stomach sleeper. I know that's like the worst way to sleep is on your stomach,
me too.
but I will say that I've actually had to get a firmer mattress because I used to want soft, but when I hurt my back earlier this year, um,
We're in a bra.
it got to the point where it was making my back sway.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've gotten this, it's a firmer, and it kind of molds to my body. Um, Honestly, I tell everybody 10 out of 10 recommend if you're going to invest money in your home, make
Yeah.
sure if you're able to or you can later down the road, invest in a good quality mattress.
I have a very expensive mattress. Like it's probably the most expensive thing that I own, besides my car. Um, yeah, I have a very firm mattress, and I can't sleep on a soft bed at all, at all. But
Yeah, like
I don't
okay,
have coil. I don't have I have coils in it, but I don't have copper coils. Which, when my son was in going through all of his stuff, the tumor and everything in his femur, and the pain in his feet and everything, they used he wore copper to make him, I guess, to help with the
yeah,
auto-inflammatory.
oh, hmm
Yep, yep. Somebody told me the other day
yeah.
some 20-year
I
old told me they wear compression socks already.
Um, Compression socks, I mean, honestly, compression socks are amazing. And I have restless leg syndrome.
Oh, you do?
And yes, I do.
Mm,
Yep, because I have low iron because of my weight loss surgery.
mm-hmm.
And when my iron gets low, unfortunately, it aggravates my restless leg. So I have to do iron infusions
Mm,
about once every 6 months
mm,
because my body doesn't absorb iron since I only have half my stomach.
mm. Yeah, they put on my chart that I need to do iron, bump up my iron, but it really bothers my stomach. Just quit
Have
complaining.
you
But
tried?
we all need more vitamin D and iron. Most women do.
Yeah, and honestly, yep, low iron.
Are you
It
cool?
it your fingertips will feel cold, your toes will feel colder when you're low iron. When you have low iron, yeah,
Well, I'm not that low
having
because I'm always hot.
in having low iron, if you're like really lethargic and tired, low in energy,
Yeah.
um, but my body doesn't absorb like vitamin D.
Nope.
Um, yeah, I have a hard time absorbing that iron. B12. Sometimes I have to have B12 shots done.
My mom has
Yeah.
done those all her life. Your nose is so cold right now, but I do have a big Italian nose. What's the temperature there, Liberty? Bobby's back awake. What about now? Bobby, what about now? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So, Winnie, I think I'm gonna get off of here. I'm
Yeah.
kind of getting tired.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get off here and go do some stretches and take a shower and get my booty moving. Couldn't go back to sleep. I'm sorry, Abby. And I'm going to get offline here cuz I got to get my booty moving, pack my car with a bunch of stuff cuz I'm going to stop at Goodwill again. Well, have a good rest of your days. Hopefully, we'll see each other later.
Yeah, we will. Well, you have a fabulous day, girl.
Thank you. You too. Bye, everybody. Have a good Wednesday.
Bye bye.
Days. Hopefully, we'll see each other later.
You have a fabulous day, girl.
Thank you. You too. Bye, everybody. Have a good Wednesday.
Bye bye.